Hello, guys. So, the second telecom person after our colleagues from Wira coming on stage. And I'll actually begin with a story which happened not so long ago because we are partners with the Startup Foundation for some time. And when I actually was presented on the first ever event that we had together, which was the Startup Academy 2.5 years ago, Stani, who is there? Stani, wave. Stani? Yeah? So Stani then said to the new aspiring entrepreneurs there in the Startup Academy, well, this is one guy from the telecom, and actually he's here, he's doing some things there, and he has some budgets there, and which means some money, and this is your opportunity now to get this money. So actually, what I want to talk today is that we really have a lot of opportunities to offer, and we have really worked very hard to build a platform and to really enlarge these opportunities and increase the number of them. And actually, we want you to get these things that we have on offer. So actually, I was really not scared by this presentation then. I was actually happy, and really, again, you have a lot to get, and I will give you some ideas today, what you can get from a telecom. Because basically, Vivacom is not that different to Telefonica or to Vodafone or to any other carrier. And the benefit of doing it with Vivacom is that you might learn how to be relevant, as it was said in the morning sessions. To be relevant with your ideas and with your requests to these big companies, and then to really push these things abroad. So, just to put things into, I think that we are starting with the last slide, guys. So can you push the first slide? Because, yeah, we are on the first, yeah, this is the last slide. But we can start, yeah, backwards. Okay, so, growing apps together. First of all, you all know this. There was information in the morning that Google sees 20% smartphone penetration. Google sees 20% smartphone penetration in Bulgaria because more than a third of the smartphones are not online. But we are working on that. So basically, we have 34% of people with smartphones. Part of them don't have still data connections, which is also in other markets as well. But this rate of customers is increasing, and having a smartphone is a good start, even if they're still not online. And I think that all of you might think of different ideas on how to really get something interesting to the people that say, well, I just want this nice phone with touch screen because I cannot get any other which is non-smartphone, and to really show them that they might have a benefit in some kind of service that they don't need a data connection. And we are doing this all the time, and this is one of the things that we are very interested in. And this is one of our interests, to support startups. If you can convert, you can convince us that you can convert 10,000 people to get a data package only because you have an app which is relevant to certain target group, we might invest quite a lot of money. Because for us, 10,000 customers with data subscriptions is in the upper 6-digit numbers. So, another important thing which you have to remember, the users are growing. And we all imagine people like us here, people which are young, curious, which know what technology is about. And the big question right now with this development, especially in more mature markets, is, are we getting, when the numbers go to 34, to 40, to probably 50% penetration of the smartphones in Bulgaria and similar markets over the next couple of years, are we getting more of the same? Well, I think not really. I think that the old guard is also coming on board with the smartphones. And the old guard might need also different kinds of services, or different approaches, or different marketing. So actually, a lot of the potential for smartphone manufacturers right now into expanding their potential customer base is actually to the older people. Because I remember I read a blog post a couple of years ago about, I think in the New York Times, that one of the bloggers said, well, I bought this iPad to my father, and he used it to carry around his coffee with it, because I didn't explain him what to do and what's the benefit for him. But I think that if somebody explains him and gives him a relevant use, he might use it for other things as well. And the coffee can still be carried around with it. So, of course, what I said, we are a very, very local company. We are as local as it gets. Because we sell services to people based here. You have to be a resident or living here in order to use our services. So how can you benefit into growing? This is something that I started in the beginning with. Because a lot of people and a lot of startups, obviously, in order to have scale and to really sustain themselves, they have to expand. They might go to Romania, to Serbia, or they might go to many other countries in Europe or the US, and even in more distant markets. And actually, telecoms are not that different. We have a lot of partners already that we talked to that said, well, we did this project with you because you were here, we were able to meet you, to really learn how telecoms think, because telecoms think from a different angle and have some specifics. And this knowledge and this experience that we gained working with you was very beneficial for us to go to other telecoms, to see what has worked, what we should ask for, what we should try together, and what not, in order not to waste the opportunity into something which is not that relevant. Because, of course, for different ideas and different startups, different assets that you can get might be suitable. So, of course, when people think about corporations and they are startup, they have doubts, because they look like this. They are below the big building, they are looking at it, and they say, who the hell will open the door and take some time to talk with me? And if they even talk with me, will they do anything? Because they are slow. And they are really not into this, and they don't get it. But things are changing. We have a lot of people and a lot of teams that have procedures for these projects that we do for startups and for all other projects. If we launch a big telecom service or a new tariff plan, we might test it, we might do a lot of things, big tenders and whatever, and might drag on for a lot of months, because this is our core business, and there we might not take risks. But when we are working with startups, we are really trying to make it the lean way. We are letting them in, we are giving them something, we are seeing the feedback, we are conducting some initial tests, but we are trying to push them to the market, to specific target users, as fast as possible. We are not really into launching these big tenders and thousands of pages of documentation, because it doesn't make sense and nobody will buy it. So basically, what we want to do is really to put you on the top, to see the big picture, and really get from there and spot other opportunities around. Because you might learn a lot of things from what happens here on how to build your strategy when you go somewhere else. But actually, we have gained a lot of partners already. So this is actually the testimonial slide. These are only some of them. So we have worked with a lot of startups, big and small. So we have some big startups like pCloud or Synexio or Cevon. And then we have some very, very small startups that have even been developed in the free time of some of the guys. And actually, we are very happy with a lot of them. And we are very happy that we have worked with every single one of them and that we have learned a lot of things. And this knowledge and experience has been transferred to the next one. But what do we do with them? So every single square there has a different story. But the things and the projects that we did fall into several categories. So this is basically the summary of what we have on offer. So first of all, we have PR reach. So we push things to the media very effectively. We do events, as you see. We have advertising might. And because basically we are one of the biggest advertisers and we spent a lot of money on different channels, of course, also on the channels that were already discussed. So paid advertising, which might be paid by us, but actually be free for you. So we might actually turn the things that were discussed yesterday about paid advertising. You might not really give money for this, but actually get something. Precise targeting. I'll give you some example just a little bit later. We have the sales force, which can be at your disposal. You wonder, why do I need sales force? But actually, if you are selling a B2B offering, you might have a benefit of using several hundred salespeople. The other tools. So we have monetization. This is something that I have already talked last year. So I'll just show you on how it looks right now. We have smartphone bundles, so we control also these devices that are coming in from all these manufacturers. Most of them are coming through the carriers. Actually, the people in our network, 80% of the smartphone users there use devices sold by us. So there is a very good chance that if we push something with these devices, it might end up into a large share of the people that are actually using the services. We have Viva Apps, which is our own application shop, and I'll tell you what we can use it for to help you. And we have network control. In terms of network control, this might mean zero rating, this might mean shaping, this might mean a lot of other things that are also, in certain cases, can be very, very effective. So, one by one. Of course, PR reach. In terms of PR reach, we do a lot of things. We call journalists, blogs, making publications, a lot of really inspiring things for the public to know what is happening, to hear about your project. What else we have done is, and we are very happy with it, we are also making some draws for prizes. If you install certain application at certain period, for example, we did this thing with Synexio for Christmas, because in the Christmas season people go a lot to cinema, so we gave away HTC smartphones if you make a reservation for cinema tickets through Synexio, and it really helped to increase a lot their downloads. Again, for Vivacom, we made similar contest just recently for 6th of September, the national holiday related to history, very relevant, and we pushed it. And again, it almost doubled in 1 month, its active user base. For Mathemania, a little bit earlier, we did an event in the oldest high school in Bulgaria, where there was a contest of the application, and it was really, there were publications in more than 40 media about that. When we talk about advertising, probably, has somebody here never saw Vivacom advertisement? Okay, so this is probably a relevant question, but I had to be sure, because otherwise we haven't done our job well. But basically, even a tiny portion of this advertising budget might mean a lot. And actually, we are in very close talks with Google to create packages for smart applications and for smartphone services. And we are really trying to buy these bulk packages and then to spread certain parts of this inventory for selected projects that we work with together. So this might be all of the things that you saw in the morning. Pre-rolls, AdWords, and banners in the network. So a lot of things that we are spreading, and we are already doing it. Of course, print advertising and more traditional things, which also in some cases have very good effect. Precise targeting. This is something that might be quite interesting, because actually what we can do and what we have developed an internal tool, which might really seem a little bit big brotherish, but a lot of things nowadays when we talk about targeting are like this. So let's say that your application for pets, let's say, something that has to do with dogs. We might be able to identify all the users that in a certain month have browsed websites related to pets, and we might target them. Or we might target only the users that have browsed through their smartphones in our network only certain type of website. For example, your competitor. And we might get to them. Nice. Yes? No? Okay, so of course we have a lot of other demographics, CRM data, high earners, users of certain kind of service or other kind of service, teenagers, older people, cat lovers, dog lovers, and a lot of other stuff. So we are segmenting these people. Of course, the privacy is fully protected. You'll never learn who these people are, but we will be able to push the offering to them. Monetization, as I said, we have an in-app billing, which is very simple, very easy to use. It works on Android devices. We are currently working together with both Microsoft and Google to expand our operator billing into Google Play and into Microsoft Store. And of course, the partners that have already been integrated will have an advantage for this, because we are advertising them, and actually we will be covering all the major channels quite soon. And it is quite easy, because you don't have to have credit cards to really register them or to do anything that complex. You just have to pick the package. This is actually PickCloud here. You confirm your purchase. You input your PIN code that has been created from your SIM, and it takes like 30 seconds to do it, and you are done. So it's really that fast. And we cover all of the customers without any additional need from them to do anything, to go to the bank, to grab their card or whatever. Smartphone bundles. This is something which is also very interesting, because actually people aspire, and this is something that we know it quite well, people aspire more to the devices that they use than to the operator that they use. Because people will say, well, I have S5, they won't say, or rarely say, I am using Vivacom and they are great. And because of this, devices are very important, and we have a lot of control over them. So we can pre-install applications to increase their visibility. And sometimes for premium applications related to content or subscriptions, we might make a bundle. Of course, this is something that has to be very carefully considered, and we have done it, for example, just recently with Kidamon for Kids tablet. So we have this Kids tablet with subscription to this Kids service. We have added some cool package that the kids really love, and actually it is already in the stores. It is displayed, and it is really starting to get a lot of traction. And actually, Kidemom are gaining a lot of customers with the sale of these tablets to their core target group that goes in the stores. And actually, we are doing the sales. Vivapps, so we have completely redesigned our portal. We have enlarged the content, we have built the billing, we have put a lot of new things, games and other stuff. Of course, the applications that we do are in the focus. The banners are really quite big and visible, but what we want to do is really to make it the center of the life of our customers. So we'll be adding very soon bill checks and opportunity for users to manage all their telecom service plans and bolt-ons and additional packages from Vivapps, which will increase their regular usage of the application. We already have free radio streaming, which is quite popular. So actually by free, we mean that you can listen radio from this the whole month, non-stop, and it won't consume a single megabyte from your data plan, from the precious megabytes at maximum speed, which are sometimes very precious to the people, because after that, you end up into the slow mode. And also, we have added our loyalty program, so offers. You know, people are very into offers, discounts, and such stuff. We have a large network of partners, and this information is in there. So we are starting to educate the people that this information will be available, and they'll start to use it. To look if when they go, for example, in Paradise, they'll open Vivapps and see where they'll get discounts by 10, 15%. Or there will be notifications and pop-ups for them to get into Vivapps and to see the discounts that they have. But the trick is that because this doesn't make money for both of us, this is not the most visible menu in Vivapps. So this is hidden inside. And before that, you get through the banners of all the applications and all the other offerings that we have, like the cinema in the mall. Nobody builds the cinema in the mall on the first floor, because you have to go all around the mall, across the other shops, buy something, and after that get to the cinema. So it's the same old, age-old principle. We have 150,000 installations, and also based on this, we can push a lot of notifications to the users, which are also targeting. So not only SMSs and direct messages, but also notifications through Vivapps can also be used for targeting the applications. And the sales force. So the sales force sometimes is very, very important. As I said, when we are talking about business applications and we want, for example, to sell something to SMEs, which are really spread out across the country, and which are not really getting the technology quite right, especially if it's some not really high-tech target group. It might be really, really useful for you to get these people, these more than 250 account managers that go to these companies every month and really use them to sell these things together with the services. Of course, the trick is to really bundle these things and to see how these guys can get their target of selling, for example, more tablets, more smartphones, more subscriptions, or whatever, or more revenue from these customers by selling your services as well. We actually had such conversation in the morning about such a service which is aimed at municipalities. And actually we are going to get the 20 people in the company that are dealing with the 10 biggest municipalities, that know the mayor, the vice mayor, and the person who actually does the job, which is sometimes not easy to find. And actually, they'll get the startup to these people. And when we are asking them for a meeting, it might be easier than when you are asking them. And about the shops, of course, we have the largest retail network under one brand in Bulgaria. So we have shops in all the key places in the country. There are over 1 million people that go through our shops every single month. So this might also be a great asset. and the network control. I'll give you one very simple example, because giving free traffic, for example, for a news application that generates 20 megabytes per month is something that users don't really buy it and they don't really get it. But for example, what we did with pCloud, which is a cloud service. Have you heard of pCloud? Yeah? Okay, good. What we did with pCloud is that we zero-rated the traffic. So if you're using pCloud compared to Dropbox, and you made like all your presentations and work, you're doing it in the cloud through your mobile devices when you're on the go and you're generating like 500 megabytes and you have like only 300 in your data plan, you will still be on maximum speed. This 500 won't be deducted, as I earlier said. You can make 10 gigabytes or 100 gigabytes of traffic with the most inexpensive tariff plan that we have, and you'll still have megabytes. They won't be touched by this service, which is something that is a really big competitive advantage for them when they are trying to really make the difference and to stick in the minds of the people compared to the likes of Dropbox, SkyDrive, iCloud, some very tough and competitive market. And actually, the users like it. I don't know if you can see here. It's very small, actually, but the first one says happy as an elephant, and the second one says cloud service that doesn't use your megabytes at maximum speed, priceless. And these are real commands, and there are many more out there. And now we come to the thing that we have done this weekend, that you have seen probably these guys with the swords yesterday outside, the Game of Apps. So this is our contest this year. We have done it for, we are doing it for a third year in a row. It's the Game of Apps, and we want you to participate. And actually, unlike in the original series where you either win or you die, here you either win or you might also win, but small prize. And actually, you might be able to get everything of what we discussed so far. So you might win at least, actually, I think the PR said that we should put it at 20,000 level, but I think that we will give much more to the winner, because it will be a long-term commitment if you stick to your idea and to your startup. So we'll give over 20,000 leva in a lot of things, in the PR support, in advertising campaigns, which we coordinate together, in this targeting, and finding these users that you really want to target, with accelerated monetization through our APIs, and also expansion into the global APIs of Google and Microsoft into carrier billing. We might end up with a smartphone bundle, so a combination of device and your service on the shelf, in the shops. We will promote you, definitely, as a top-up in VivApps. We will put this as a target for our sales force to push these applications to as many phones as they can get of the customers. And we might also put 0 rating in this. We will also give app development trainings, but by one of the oldest developers, which is actually not very well known, but they have built the applications. They're based in Bulgaria, and they have built the applications of The Guardian, The Times, the World Rally Championship, and a lot of other really world-renowned applications. So you'll get their mentorship and trainings from their best specialists, and you'll get premium cloud services from pCloud, lifetime. And of course, also Vivacom services and other stuff, and cash, which is, of course, also important. But there are also other guys that will give you cash. And actually, there have been some startups that have started with us, get some help from us, and they have gone to Launch Hub 2011, and they have received funding from them. There have been startups, actually I can really give an example of one particular startup, which is Style Jukebox. I was at a long weekend with Launch Hub. They were rejected at this point, or actually frozen, their negotiations. We started to work together. We pushed the service to the Bulgarian market. And after that, they received funding from Launcher. So this might be also just the tip of the iceberg and the starting point for you. So, are you playing? We are here to support you. This is our team. Thank you.
Thank you, Nasko. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.